Today, I'm not really feeling it. But when am I actually feeling it in the gym? You gotta show up and do your best regardless of how you feel. Yeah, do listen to your bodies. But yesterday I took a rest day, so I know I'm fully rejuvenated. So doing a lot of upper chest, biceps, and yeah. Hey, babe. All right, so we're gonna do some cables. I feel like this movement is very awkward for me. Ah, yeah, that gives a nice pump in the fucking chest. Nice pump. Like, yo, bench press is like the hardest movements for me. Not gonna lie, I progress very slowly on them. I'm hoping I could do five, but there's no buts. We're gonna do five. Ah, can't do five, man. Shit happens. Shit happens. You know, my baby's consistent with me. A couple that works out together, stays together, works together. You already know. You got this, babe. So a little bit of physique update. I don't think I really spoke about my goal, what I'm trying to do when it comes to my fitness and everything of that nature. So I'm currently in this muscle building phase where I'm really just trying to gain weight, gain size, build some muscle. And I'm doing that by eating way more food. So I'm eating up roughly, I haven't been like calculating my calorie intake, but I'm pretty sure I'm around like 3,300 or so. Been steadily gaining like probably like half a pound a week. So I started bulking like in, I would like to say like the end of August, and right now we're in mid October. When I started bulking, when I started bulking, I was at like 195 or six, and now I'm at 208. So been gaining a lot of weight. My goal weight is 220 pounds. Gonna try to obtain that or get to that by March. I should be able to do that. Once I hit that, I'm gonna cut down my weight, go back down, probably get down to 200 or so, 205, and see how much muscle I build. So yeah, that's basically how you have to do it when you're trying to build muscles. You have to go through three phases of bulking and cutting. Right? You can't bulk forever because you're just going to gain a lot of body fat, and you can't cut forever because you're just going to be weak and tired all the time. So, and you could do it phases of maintaining where you just kind of just chill. You're not really focusing on building muscle or losing weight, and you're just eating what your body needs, and that's it. But yeah, so that's where I'm really at right now. So I've been liking how my physique is looking. Can't lie, I'm kind of impressed by it. So um, yeah. Shoo. Ooh. Ooh. That stings. That stings. That stings. That was my last set. So don't judge me on my port form. Don't judge me on my port form. But let's do a little physique update. So yeah, looking. But like I said, I've been gaining a lot of weight, so my muscles look a lot more full from all
Looking
the carbs.
swole.
Looking real swole right now. Especially I just got a pump right now. So yeah, this is roughly like a good 4 years of consistently training. You know, I'm 34 years old.
35.
I'm actually 35. Yeah, I forget my age. That's how old I am. So I can't train like a young 20-year-old anymore. I have to be very careful. So I'm very happy that I'm able to still build a physique as I get older. I go into my late 30s and 40s and 50s and be up. To me, this is a lifestyle. It's not really about, looking good. Yeah, I want to look good and feel good, but this is a lifestyle. I'm gonna still be 70, 80 years old here at the gym working out, and yeah, I just like lifting weights and pushing my body. Good morning, beautiful people. Hope everyone's doing well this morning. Just had an amazing pump. Felt very good this morning. Body is feeling very ripe. How was your workout, my babe?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't seem too convincing.
It was alright.
It was alright. Alright. You know what? You showed up this morning.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, you know?
Yeah.
Got this huge bag of cashews.
You can't see the scale of it when you do that. Look at this. It's bigger than my head.
I think you should compare it to my head.
And you
my
eat
head
that.
Is way bigger.
He eats this in like. It's literally the literal size of my head. He eats this in like 2 days.
Nah, you're exaggerating.
I'm not exaggerating. It has happened that you've eaten all this amount of cashews in 2 days, and I was like, what the hell? I didn't even have any.
Bad. It's bad. It's
like,
bad. It's so bad. I love cashews. Cashews is like my favorite type of nut.
It's pretty good, but like...
It's so good.
Whatever. You're bulking. You have an excuse to overdo it. Whatever.
I don't know. And the one that we get here, like,
it's just
so
from Sammy
good.
Fruits.
It has like a buttery taste to it. Like, I feel like when they roast it like in butter or oils.
I think it's just the fattiness of the cashew, like the natural fattiness of the cashew.
No.
Cashews are fatty.
Yeah, but these ones are roasted, and I think they roast it in some sort of oil because it doesn't taste like the other cashews. They all taste different.
I think maybe some of them are like more dried out.
Nah. Cashews are all different, depending on where it is processed. Some places they roast it differently. And I think these ones are roasted with
one thing I like about these ones too, they're salted, but like they're not really salty.
Yeah.
You know when you get cashews like from the Planters or whatever, the Mr. Peanut guy, that brand, is it called Planters?
Yeah.
It's like it's overly salty. Even the half salted ones,
yeah,
it's like too
whack.
much. It's salted, but it's like very lightly salted. I don't know.
These are gourmet cashews compared to the Planters.
It's good.
They're gourmet cashews.
And again, the salt isn't something that most people probably complain about. I think that's what they like about it, but
yeah, but sometimes it's overly salty though. Sometimes too much.
Yeah,
it's way too much. You can't even enjoy it.
I feel like all of that was like super like unnecessary information that we're probably gonna cut anyway. Anyways, I have to pee, so let's get out of here and start the day.
Yo. It's 10:02. Got a bunch load of emails to attend to. Gonna have a call in a bit. I don't know. There's days where I feel like I'd rather work in the living room, just to make it more relaxed, kind of trying to really take it more of a relaxed day. And there's times I feel like working in the office space, but literally today is the type of day that I'm kind of just digging the living room space and like, whatever. Especially when the weather is nice. When the weather is usually nice, like the sun is out, because we have nice windows here, I'm more inclined to just work in the living room. So that's what I'm going to be, that's going to be my set-in today, working in the living room. And yeah, just really, also I just already had my breakfast as well too. I did not show you guys that because I was kind of rushing to eat and I didn't have time to set up my camera, so apologies. But y'all didn't really miss much. It's still the same old. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start the day right now and I'll bring you guys along. I actually have an appointment today to do an inspection on the car, just to see if there's anything that needs to be fixed. Every year they have this, they send me a promotion to do a free inspection to see what needs to be fixed on the car or whatever. Obviously it's a way to upsell you, you know. I usually just check what's going on and then I bring it to another mechanic that I know that handles it for me, so whatever. I also brought my laptop with me as well because I'm just gonna be chilling there while working as well. Ash is still home doing some work. And what I wanted to talk to you all on here. Yeah, let's talk about conflict resolution, or just conflict, you know. Funny enough, Ash and I had an argument this morning. You know, we had an argument. Nothing crazy. We just had a disagreement about something. And everything's all good now. Well, on my end it's all good. And I'm pretty sure on her end it's good as well too. And the only reason why I'm just bringing that up is just that over the years of being in a relationship with her or with Ash, and as we get more deep in our relationship, I don't know how deeper we could get. We've been together for almost 10 years. I think the thing that we've been really actively working on is just like how we handle conflict with each other, you know. You know, she does things that I don't like, I do things that she doesn't like, and you know, sometimes it can boil over, and in relationships you could have disagreements and stuff like that, which is normal. I think, which is very interesting, that's really different from like past relationships, is just the ability of just like talking about when something is wrong or you don't feel right about something, and like taking the moment to actually listen. That's something that I have been working on a lot throughout my relationship with Ash, and it has allowed me to grow a lot and develop a lot, to be very honest with you, right? So like, you know, we were just having an argument or whatever, but now it's just like, okay, if we have a disagreement or anything of that nature, you know, if we both need space to kind of just calm down or just to kind of recenter, we reached the level of maturity where we could both do that. We could allow each other to have space to kind of calm down. And from my experience, something that's been very helpful is just a shift of mindset in terms of like, okay, not, you know, if we're gonna be mad at each other, let's not hold that grudge for the entire day or the next day or the next morning, you know, like arguing before going to bed and stuff like that's something that like I have worked a lot on, and I'm telling you, it has changed so much, you know, just being at the space where we could have disagreements on things and just not use, and not like, okay, we're not happy with each other right now, whatever, let's talk through it. Well, I felt like this, you felt like this, all right, cool, well, I'm sorry for what I did. She apologized to me, and it's just like, okay, like let's not like, let's talk about, let's move on, let's grow past this, you know? Let's acknowledge each other's faults, and you know, we grow from that. And I just think it's just dope to be at a space of doing that. And the only reason I'm just sharing that with you, like, I was never like that before, you know, and it took me a very long time. And I think just in general with men, it's not really normal. It's not in our nature to talk about our feelings like that. I know it's not really normal for me. I'm not someone who really express your emotions like that. I had to actually like grow to that stage in my life where it's like, okay, like, let's talk through the conflict. Because in the past, you know, conflict to me just always meant like, okay, it just means that this thing is not working. Like, a relationship should be perfect, but that's stupid to think. Like, that's not how it works, you know? Like, conflict should happen, but it's also how you handle the conflicts, right? How you listen to the other person, and how you acknowledge what they're feeling, and all of that combined together. So that's something that I have worked on a lot, and I'm just trying to say that I'm low-key proud of myself to reach to that point, because it was literally a point in my life where I felt like, okay, this is how I'm going to be for the rest of my life, and no one's gonna change me. And here I am saying that, like, no, that's not the case. I'm actually at a stage of my life where it's like, you know, I'm gonna mess up. I'm not gonna be perfect, and you know, Ash is not gonna be perfect. No relationship is going to be perfect, but it's also like how you overcome these disagreements, right? And it's just being open-minded to disagreements and just listening to people. And that's something that I still have to work on, like this idea of like what do you call it, active listening. So it's like you're really listening, but you're not listening to answer. And that's something that I have to work on. I'm not perfect at that. Like, I have this tendency where someone will be talking to me, or I might have a disagreement with someone, and I just have like this natural urge of just, okay, I want to get my point across. And like, that's not healthy. Like, that doesn't really help, because you're not really in a listening mode, you're more in a reactive mode. So that's something that I'm still working on, that I am mindful that I do that. And sometimes in the heat of the moment, I have to kind of catch myself. I'm like, okay, like, I'm jumping into conclusion. I'm just jumping, you know, like, allow the person to finish, get the point across. Did I really listen to what they had to say, or I'm just trying to answer, right? So that's what's, you know, I wanted to kind of just get up on here and share like this. You know, I feel like the world would just be so much of a better place if we actually just took the time to like learn how to listen and just have conversations. And if there was an effort towards, like, everyone made an effort to like just try to talk, you know, try to listen and don't hold grudges and stuff like that, you know, like. And I know it's not an easy thing, you know, it's not an easy thing at all, because if you're raised a certain way, if you're born conditioned a certain way, then that's just the way you are. But if you're around people who just promotes that type of mindset and that behavior in terms of like, you know, let's talk about how we're feeling, let's acknowledge each other's feeling, let's not hold grudges, let's, you know, let's come to an agreement. Let's you know, like, instead of like, okay, well, it's just a shouting match and it's just like me upset at you and it's just, we just hold grudges and then that's it. I don't think it's really beneficial, you know. So that's why I'm like, I try my best not to hold grudges and just not be upset at people, you know. But then again, you know, a part of me as well too that I'm like is like, you know, like if you're someone who kind of like cross me or do something weird about like that, I feel that's kind of like, that's just lame, like, you know, in terms of loyalty or whatever the case may be. I would just separate myself from you, you know, like that's one thing that I know that's just the way I am. Like I don't have anything against you, I don't like, you know, whatever the case may be, but I would just separate myself from the situation because just don't want to be around that, you know, just certain energies. But yeah, that's my little spiel on relationships slash conflict resolution. I think, how do you get to a point where you can have a conversation about, like a real serious conversation about this? You know, it really takes two, right? Like, I would not be able to reach this point in my life if I was not with someone who promotes that, you know. If I was with someone else who was the opposite, then I would not have reached this point as well too. Also, another aspect is that, yeah, I wanted our relationship to get better as a whole, but also I wanted like just me as a person to get better, you know, like, because I do see that skill, I do see that skill appear in other facets of my life, like in different parts of my life, and I do use it in different parts of my life, and I do see like how just me just adapting this mindset of like, okay, well, like, yeah, we can have disagreements, it's okay, we could talk through it and everything of that nature. It just helped me operate a lot better as a human being, which is pretty fire. If I'm being totally honest, like me being more patient with people, and yeah, like I noticed that type of change in my life because I'm someone who can be very impatient at times, especially with people. That's why when some folks ask me to like, yo, can you be a trainer? I'm like, yo, listen, I cannot be a trainer because I don't have the patience to be a trainer. I'm still in traffic mode right now. I'm probably like 10 minutes away. My appointment it's exactly in 10 minutes, so yeah, so I'm gonna be there chilling, you know what I mean? So just finished getting my car. I was out doing some work. I actually gave it a clean. I want to see that? Hold up. Very clean. Nice little clean, like the red. Everything's popping. And like I said, they were just checking to see if everything is a-okay. I usually keep my cars pretty intact, if I'm being very honest with you. But yeah, I'm not really like a car person like that, to be very honest with you. Like, you know, like there's some cars I like, but it's not, I don't have like a very favorite car. If I had an option to get a car, it would be like a 90s, like a 90s vintage Ferrari or stuff like that. I like vintage cars, you know, and that's what I like. But I'm not someone who's really like, yo, I like this latest, whatever. But, you know, I'm at the Benz dealership, and it's kind of like inspirational to be here sometimes because I'm looking at certain cars and I'm like, oh shit, you know, especially like the S-Class and all those high-end stuff. It's cool to look at the new models and stuff like that. So, all right, let me just show you guys. So you can see, that's not a Benz. What you're doing there? So yeah, not spectacular. But yeah, so that's done. So right now I'm on my way home. I'm actually gonna get on a call right now. I'm gonna see what my mom is up to, and yeah, You know, I woke up this morning, the house was so cold. And me, I don't like sleeping with the heat though. I don't like sleeping with the heat. I sweat too much when I sleep at night. Like I start sweating when
I said I sleep like a polar bear. The colder it is, the better I sleep.
Yeah, exactly. The place has to be ice cold, but I don't like getting out the bed when it's ice cold, if that makes sense. I like being under the sheets when it's ice cold.